Welcome to Beyond the Headlines on GbaramatuVoiceTV, reaching you from the Niger Delta Media Centre, Ogunu, Warri Delta State. And I am Precious Ejimi. Today we are here to unpack and give you in-depth analysis and perspectives that matter. And today I am in the studio with my beautiful co-host.
And I am Oluwakemi Wires. We want to hear from you. This is Beyond the Headlines. Today is the 5th day of March. This is a very lovely morning, and we would love to hear from you. Join the conversation. We are live on Facebook and we are also live on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So we want to hear your comments. We want to hear your feedback. If there's anything happening in your area, anything newsworthy, you can tell us. Join the conversation. Don't just watch the news. Be part of it.
Okay,
Thank you
so
much.
Today we have a lot to unpack. We have a lot of stories to lead you on, from the newspaper reviews and different stories from Anambra, from Delta State, from Edo State, and so on and so forth. And the program today, it promises to be entertaining. It promises to be insightful and educative. And share this live. Don't forget to share the live. Share it with your friends, with your family, and let them also join the program and be involved. So we're going to go straight into the newspaper review, and the first paper would be reviewed by my co-host.
All right, so firstly we have the Nation newspaper. FirstBank holds groundbreaking economy for new state-of-the-art eco-friendly headquarters. That's like the old front page spreadsheets. The story starts on the front page and continues to page 2 of the Nation newspaper. That's all on the front page of the newspaper.
Okay, so the next paper we'll be reviewing is the Guardian newspaper. Anxiety as federal government tightens noose on MDA's new payment platform, and you get that in page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. FirstBank holds groundbreaking ceremony for new state-of-the-art eco-friendly headquarters, and you get that on page 20 of the Guardian newspaper. I think that's all we have for the Guardian newspaper this morning.
All right, so before we go on, as we said, we are live on Facebook and also on YouTube. We have some comments from Facebook already. Thank you so much for joining us. Victor Rex Jakes, we say thank you so much. Chukuma, we say thank you for joining. Chukuma says, wow. Chukuma, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We would like to know where you are joining us from, and please do not forget to stay to the end of this program. This will be an interesting and updating, we're going beyond the headlines. We're giving you in-depth analysis of stories on this show this morning. Victor Rex says good morning. Good morning to you too, Victor Rex Jakes. He says, I'm watching from Jedo Town. All right, thank you so much. What is happening in Jedo Town this morning? Is there any recent happenings in your area that you would like to, tell us about, share with us? We want to know. Please join. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Ikia Jare Felix, I'm so sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. He says he's watching live from Benny Crew. Oh, thank you so much for joining. Kobla Raymond says lovely progress. Watching from PH, that's Port Harcourt City. Oh, thank you so much for joining us, everyone that is on this live this morning. Please stay tuned to the end. We're going to giving you right now. We're giving you the front pages of different newspapers, telling you the headlines from these newspapers. So please stick around to the end. We still have a segment where we're talking about Niger Delta info, news from different parts of the Niger Delta. So please do well to comment, do well to join the conversation. Yeah. Moving on, we have the Daily Trust newspaper. The Daily Trust newspaper. Killings of northern drivers in southeast unacceptable, ACF says. Urges FG to tame attacks, demands compensation for victims. This story starts on the front page and continues to page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And also in other news, police narrate how ex-immigrants of the Daily Trust newspaper. FG arrests ex-Akwa Ibom Governor Udom This can be found on page 31. Yobe Daily Trust story can be found on page 26 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And also, 20-year-old man allegedly beats mother to death. That more of that story can be found on page 21 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Moving on, we are not enemies. Chikarua speaks on relationship with Kwankwaso. Sorry, that can be found on page 13 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And lastly, on the Daily Trust newspaper, 22 die in Ogun Kogi Oyo auto crashes. This story can be found on page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper, and that's all we have on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper.
Okay, so moving on, we have this day newspaper. Over $3 trillion wiped off U.S. stock as new tariff wars with China, Canada, and Mexico begin. Commerce Secretary, Trump willing to shift ground of impacted countries do more. Police, ex-NISCG Paradang dies in hotel room, not killed by kidnappers. And you find more of this story on page 45 of this day newspaper. Bauchi 2027. I'm ready to serve, says Health Minister Ali Pate.